Alrighty, we are now on video 3 of the froggies, and you can go ahead and skip on if you'd like. This is going to be row 5 through 10. It is exactly the same pattern. So it is 5 single crochet stitches, and that's still in the green. In yellow, we're going to do 6 and then go back to 5. There is no extra step. The back loop was only for row 4. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of these if you'd like to watch. And sometimes, that's the rest of the directions. Sometimes looking at something repetitive can be very beneficial. So let's go ahead and start this process. Now it gets tangly back here, so what I'm going to do is the 2 tails, I'm just gonna like tie them up because it's gonna get really super messy here in a minute, and then cut them kind of short, not all the way, so that I can't accidentally crochet them. Okay, so because we're not changing color right here, we're just doing a regular stitch. We're doing 5 stitches in the green. What are we gonna do? We're going to mark the first stitch with a stitch marker, like diligent crocheters, like diligent yarners that we are. So let's put this underneath the 2 pieces of yarn that created that V and begin carry on our journey. So that was number 1. Again, where did I put? There it is, the needle. The legs, that there is not the next stitch, because you see that pushes up. Sometimes that's more noticeable and you think that's where you place. No, that's not where you place. You place that V right afterwards. So this is stitch number 2. And see, I have to do this every now and then, just like beginners. Because it gets confusing when you see it better, when you see it more and more. So you're going to get right here. So what is that? Stitch 3. And stitch, oh goodness gracious, stitch 4. Stitch 5. Okay, so we know from the last video that you actually normally would pull the green through and then go backwards. But we already know that we're just gonna go ahead and pull the yellow. So you're just, because you have both of your yarns going on, we never cut any of them. So just, you can move them around back and forth, but not too tight, okay? Because we don't want to make our frog distorted looking. However, when you do change colors, because this does not count as a new stitch, you finished stitch 5 just now, right? That's not a new stitch. So when you do this, you want to make sure you're grabbing the 2 yellows and the green, especially when you go through the next stitch right here. See, it's already grabbing on both sides. And tighten the green. Carry on with your new color, yellow. So that's stitch 1. Stitch 2. And we're doing regular stitches, not the back loop onlys. That was only for row 4. Stitch 3. And I should probably pull, okay, 3, 4. See how confusing that can be? Let me make sure there's not a hidden. No, there's nothing hidden. I feel like there is, actually. Maybe not. So that would be 5, I believe. Get back in there. Okay, let's verify. That confused me for a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then number 6. Doop. And here, I'm gonna change your color back to green. So when you insert into the next one, make sure everything is tightened but is not pulling this in. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now generally when I'm finished with a round, if it's the same one over and over again, I actually will take a picture of it and just write down on the picture. So, but on this case, we can just be like, we finished number 5. Okay. Let's continue on. So, we switch the marker. That's stitch 1 of the new round. Stitch 2. I don't know what she's whining about. That cat, we have a Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie is 11 pounds, a straight up ball. She's a ball. Solid. And all she does is stand around. Or sit around. And she's very judgmental. And then Clyde is the crazy one. He's all black. He weighs the same she does, but he's like freaking 2.5 or almost 3 feet long. He can jump like 7 feet in the air. It's crazy. He catches all the birds. And it's pretty gross. He brings them in the house. Ugh. And then we have the cute Lulu. And she's in here right now. But she has not come over here and ran through. She's known for that. She'll just run through, or she'll plop in front of me. All right, color change. So that is stitch 1 of the color change. Let's review. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we're gonna stitch 2. Come on through. Why does it look so high up? That's weird. 4, 5, 6, but stop. Green. That is still stitch 6. So we're gonna go into the first stitch of green, and again, look at our pieces, tighten them, make sure they're not making the frog distorted looking. Continue on. When you insert again, somewhat do the same thing, just not as hard. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. 6. You can also count. Sometimes it's not as easy to see, and if you're newer, it's not obvious, but you can see if you go behind the stitch marker, you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that thicker part right here is actually the last round in 6. It's thicker, so that counts as 1 row. Continuing. I cannot wait to spread these out for my dad. I might even sneak one in his truck. He drives a truck. I don't have enough eyes, so I think I'm going to put little beady, I'm going to crochet little beady demon eyes. I can actually show you how to do that. Or maybe make little X's as eyes. That might be funnier. Okay, so we are on 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on 5, so we're gonna do the thing. And switch on through. Let's put the yellow in the front side. All right, that is still stitch 5. Moving on to 6, and here we go again. See the leg there? It's still underneath the green, so make sure you get the next color. Now I pulled too tight. See what it did? That's why you don't want to pull too tight. When it's a color change like this, there's a different type of color change where it actually matters when you do that. This is such a little piece that it's handled and touched so much that it's starting to like fray kind of. It's okay. My dad will be waiting with a Jason mask in the pantry when I arrive, guaranteed, and he's gonna jump out. I know that's mean. All right, I believe this is the last yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go back to green. All right, you again want to go into the next knot before you pull gently. All right, 2 of green, 3, 4, 5, okay, we have finished round 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I feel like we were on 7. Guess not. If not, this frog will be a little bit longer than the next one. So, I hope I have enough green yarn for this. I was supposed to be making a dragon. Make sure you move the guy, or the girl, whatever you want to call it. 2, stitch 2, pull the yarn just a little bit. Three, 4, 5. Oops. Rookie. Color change time. Okay, like I said, don't pull anything at this point. You want to insert into the next thing before you pull. Now when you pull, just so you know, what you're trying to avoid is like this here. See that yellow? I didn't pull hard enough. And the last one, switching on to green. This video is going to be a lot longer than what I expected. Did I? Okay, let's make sure we did this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It just doesn't seem right because there's, okay, so I do go right there. See how I pulled it close? Let's not pull it close. I think this guy's meant to be a little chunky. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's starting to get there. Okay, row 7 complete. I think we're on 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We just finished 8, and I forgot to write that. I'm pretty sure. So you want to go before the stitch marker and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the thick part would be 8. So we finished 8. I forgot to write it down. That's why it's important that you know how to count the rows. You want to count them before the stitch marker. So we're on 9. That's why that doesn't help. I always take pictures of my phone. When I take pictures, I also can actually see my progress through here. I'll take a picture like from the side. So. Stitch 2. 3. 4. 5-ish. And back to yellow. Now remember, put them in the next hole before you go pulling. Okay. Oops. Again, if you feel like it's not pulled enough, wait till you put it in the next hole. So that's stitch 2, stitch 3, 4, 5, 6, color change, insert, and then verify your colors. They're tight, but not too tight. And 5. Now it's important you'll be able to count rows, and I say that because usually at the end it'll tell you like where to put your eyes. It'll be like between row this and that. So what is that? I don't know what that is. Oh well, my dad won't notice. So if you go before that stitch marker there, you can see, it's harder with velvet, but you can see, you start there, that's the magic ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, and then the thick part up here. That's 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is our last one. And then I will start a new video because this video is 26 minutes long. That's insane. But this video is mostly for the beginners who did not want to skip. Looking at it repetitively is sometimes a good idea. To make 10 of these. Oh, good grief. Last one. Last color change. Push it into there before you tighten. It might seem kind of moot or tedious to do that, but it makes the piece look better, I promise. Okay, so in the next few videos, we're going to close him up, make the arms and the legs, stuff them with cotton. So before I end this video, I will count all my stitches, even though I counted them while I was going. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is always the last tail. All right, we made it through. Next video.